ministers, there are no presidents. There's only one nation. That's Kiss Nation. There's only one rock and roll national anthem. Rock and roll all night. Party every day.
Well, you know it is a thrill when you go downhill, 'cause you're riding on the mountain of your own free will, and you're zipping in a flash on a daring dash down a waterfall so rapid that your ghost may splash. Splash Mountain.
Hi, Ben.
Hi, George. How's it going?
It's going all right.
Stay Bombad.
Welcome to the Bombadcast.
The Bombadcast, known to make Dave Filoni's laugh. Dang it, I messed it up. Dave Filoni's wife laugh. That's what we're known for, okay? Reaction videos. Maybe posting some things that might aid Gina Carano. I don't know. We're known for a lot of things, okay? But one thing I'm proud to say is that we made Dave Filoni's wife laugh at this clip of her Russian, I guess, her Russian counterpart, her husband, obviously. This man that looks like Dave. Look, we'll just watch it just to make each other laugh right now.
Wanna have you hear me? I wanna have you hear me say it.
He straight up laughed at that. I did that. Thanks, Pete, for letting me storm on your interview. But look, here we are. We survived Podathon. Let's remind ourselves that we existed through that was 5 days ago, and I'm still recovering. I have not gotten the right amount of sleep yet. PTSD, but in the best way possible. We made $8,000 for charity, $8,000 for charity with Make-A-Wish. Okay, and it was a very successful day. I'm gonna get my buddy Jared in just a second, because I gotta plug his show real quick. He's got something going on every Thursday. Bombadcast, you know it. Here we are, Ghostbusters. I'm not gonna lie, this is seriously, yes, I haven't moved from the seat. Ghostbusters is Bombad AF, fam. It's gonna be Bombad next week as well, and then probably the next couple of weeks. I think we're gonna have Jerry realize that maybe it needs to be changed. The podcast needs to be just a Ghostbusters podcast. Anyway, you can talk about that with him on every Monday. No, not Monday. Dang it, every Tuesday. I'm messing this intro up, Jerry. You should have just done it. Every Tuesday, Hyperfocus. Jerry had a great conversation with Mark Newbold. I watched it on a projector. I didn't tell Jerry that yet. We were at my friend Eric's house. I watched that whole interview on a projector. It was brilliant. It was just fantastic. Every Wednesday. Look at this. We played Mort the Chicken last night. We'll be playing some Lego City Underground next week, I think. All these games you've never heard of before. Bombad Gaming. We're known for our fun times, hanging out. And I do plan on doing a 4-hour pizza stream again on my Thanksgiving break. We'll figure that out when we get to it. But all that being said, let me bring in my guest host. Let's see what's going on with guest host. My co-host, Jerry. What's going on? I'm a little thrown off right now.
Oh, hey, Scotty. How you doing, man? Sorry, I was just getting some last minute readings there. Also, a lot of interesting spores, molds, and fungus under this desk. So, I'm really into that. So,
wow.
How's it going, buddy?
I'm doing great, man. I'm doing fine. How are you?
I'm doing great. We should turn this in just to like a Ghostbusters YouTube channel.
Ghostbusters.
I mean, because my background has been Ghostbusters
for like a month.
For
now.
like over a month now. It's been
for
over
real.
a month. And
it's worth it though. Look at that background.
I don't see any signs. I don't see any signs of changing it.
Look at this. Move out the way. I want everyone to see it. Move out the way. Is it the
I'm
shirt
moving,
on? You've got, okay, so you've got the Ecto one. Okay. You've got the shirt. I love it.
I've got a Pop Vinkman, thanks to courtesy our friend Nick Milkey of Podcast of the Wills.
So kind. So
Yes,
kind. We've got what is that? Oh,
we got the firehouse that came with Vinkman.
Oh,
Just
that's
sick.
dope.
Very sick. Thank
Okay, what
you,
else we
man.
got?
We have a terror dog.
Okay.
Sitting on a copy of this is J.J. Abrams' book. It just looks esoteric. That's why I used it. Grimm's Fairy Tales, and a copy of Tobin's Spirit Guide.
Okay.
Which is a quintessential text.
Okay.
In the Ghostbusters universe, just to say,
I only have one
Spade's
Ghostbusters
catalog, things like that.
Look at you. I only have one
I know
Ghostbusters
too much.
merchandise. Can I show you my one Ghostbusters
Go
merchandise?
for it.
Very proud of this one.
I want to see it.
I got this one a lot of old video games. I have a Ghostbusters Atari 2600 game, and it's actually pretty okay. Let's get a bit close up of that. I know. How beautiful.
I just love the simplicity and classicness.
So, but you gotta think,
and
we're gonna talk about this logo. This logo is so iconic. We have a guest, Jerry. We gotta bring Roke in.
We gotta bring Roke in because Roke is freaking. We have a guest tonight, and it is Roke himself. Roke from Bro Axiom is with us to talk about Ghostbusters. What's up, Roke? Big.
Look at this.
Look at those.
Wow. There he is. I didn't see him. I didn't know he was there.
I was like, oh, man.
Hello, everyone. Who are you going to call?
Roke. Rokebusters.
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 That's a quick movie.
Look, it's funny because I'm excited to have this discussion because I am not y'all are stands. Look,
dude.
you're writing letters. Like you're those kind of guys, right? Whereas I have the afterbirth of Ghostbusters. Right. I've got like way down the line.
You are birthed in the ectoplasm of the before time.
Scotty, you're asking yourself, how can two men be obsessed with just two movies?
Yeah.
And they're adult. Well, I tell you, it's awesome. They're awesome.
Yes.
The movie
they're amazing.
Is literally called Ghostbusters, and they put it together. They were like, here you go.
This is what you need.
Yeah,
you look like someone who wants to bust some ghosts. That's what you look like. Is what they say.
Come on down to bust the ghost town. Not a place.
I guess we have to start this off a little bit in terms of like where our journeys went with this. Okay. Because I think
we got our Tates. We got our Tates.
It's not too.
You can't do a stream without Tates.
No, we gotta bust some taints. So I'm very excited that we're here to talk about this, but I have to let y'all speak first because my opinion, honestly, in this conversation, my opinion's more of a spectator of this. But y'all had the cartoons. Y'all probably had the high C. Don't y'all have the high C?
I had
I'm mad that it's, and yes, I know it's technically Orange Lava Burst, but it's not the same. Bring back. Why isn't Ecto Cooler back?
Yeah,
I don't know.
We don't call it that. Ecto Cooler is cooler and shorter. It works. So
y'all were born into that almost Phantom Menace like mass marketing thing.
Yeah.
So I guess let's get some more perspective. When did this movie come out? What year did this movie come out? I don't even know.
84 was the first.
84.
So this is before
89 is the second, I believe.
This is
89 is the second one.
Sure. That's a very important thing. This is 1 year before Back to the Future. Back to the Future was 85.
Same as Transformers.
Okay. Okay. And then this is after Return of the Jedi. So that little bit of nerdy quirkiness was, I wouldn't say dying off by any means, but it definitely needed to manifest somewhere else. Yeah, and I think Ghostbusters may have been the movie that kind of had the kid perspective, but also really adult humor. I mean, there's like a blowjob joke. It's like
originally it's supposed to be a straight up adult movie. I mean,
okay. I didn't realize that.
Not adult movie, but like kids. It's supposed to be a cartoon eventually.
Right.
I believe Eddie Murphy was attached at one point.
Wow.
To play Fakeman. And they're supposed to be in space. Like in Mars,
right? On Mars. It was supposed to be like way off the rails.
Going big.
Yeah,
Teach me, Roke.
Go off.
So, funny enough, Dan Aykroyd wrote this idea that this what became Ghostbusters.
Okay.
And I believe it was Ghost Breakers originally. And it was supposed to be in space, and it was supposed to be just 3 of them. Eddie Murphy was one, Jim Belushi was the other.
Mhm.
All
Uh,
SNL people. That makes
yeah.
sense.
Yes. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and then it couldn't get off the ground, and then Ivan Reitman, the director,
Yeah.
and Harold Ramis helped out and like
Yeah.
brought it down to earth, literally. Put it in New York. They
Literally.
wanted to call it Ghostbusters, but the cartoon with the monkey and the vacuum cleaner had the
Yeah.
name.
Have you seen
before.
that, Scotty?
No.
So before
I'm looking that up right
the
now.
real
I'll pull it up on the computer.
Ghostbusters. That's why they had to
Yeah.
call the cartoon that. There was a cartoon called Ghostbusters, and it
Mhm.
was 2 teenage kids and a giant monkey, and they Luigi's Mansion with vacuum cleaners, ghosts.
What? That was
oh, yeah.
before?
Yes, that was before. Yeah, and
Like the 70s or something,
yes,
right?
the 70s, like late 70s, and I forgot.
I gotta
who,
pull it up right here.
Yeah, you're in it. Yeah, I forgot who
No
owned it.
Yep.
Yeah, straight up,
way.
dude.
It was
a
like
funky car.
Filmation or something.
Filmation, yeah. So they owned it, and they wanted that name, so they couldn't call it that. But
Mm-hmm.
they were like, "No, we're going to call it that." So they had to make 2. They were shooting 2 movies at once, essentially. So anytime there was a Ghostbusters sign that said Ghostbusters, they would say cut, put up another sign that said Ghost Breakers, and just keep
Yep.
filming.
No
And then-
way.
and then halfway
Yes.
through, the guy who like promised them the Ghostbusters thing, name, they couldn't get it, can't get it to them now. So then he was like, take the Ghostbusters name. So they were like, okay, we'll ditch the Ghost Breakers footage.
Yeah, like he got like
Keep
fired,
going.
didn't he? And then
He got
and then got
fired,
a
yeah.
job at the studio that owned Ghostbusters.
Yes. And it was like,
so-
here you go.
Yeah.
This is
So-
a
It's like-
nightmare.
It's
Yeah,
like
'cause
a
it was
Star
based off of
Wars
a
George
live-action
Lucas
show,
getting
yeah.
the rights and all this stuff kind of a thing, really.
Pretty
Oh,
much.
so it's kind of like wow, it's a good comparison, like Star Wars with Flash Gordon. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. It's like
Yeah.
that's this is crazy.
Well, and
Is
it-
this
like
something I'm learning?
Right.
On was it on the movies that made us, the episode,
Yeah.
the Ghostbusters episode that we were talking about before we went on.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't it they were saying like that they did the take where
Oh,
everyone
yeah.
is at the bottom of the building at the final sequence where they're
Yeah.
facing off against Gozer.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
that's the only
everyone's
scene
cheering
shot in LA.
Ghostbusters, Ghostbusters, Ghostbusters. They
Mhm.
had him do Ghost Breakers, and it was just like it
It
fell
didn't work.
flat.
It went flat. Yeah.
Wow.
It fell
yeah.
absolutely flat. So they were like, we gotta get Ghostbusters.
This is crazy. I
Yeah.
am so happy I am
Welcome
learning
to
this.
school, Scotty.
Welcome to school, man.
Welcome
I'm
to Roke University.
Roke may not know, but I'm a middle school teacher by
fun.
day, and like literally, I love doing my job, but like I still love learning, especially pop culture
Yeah.
stuff. That I never realized. That's insane.
There's a lot more buck wildness for the Ghostbusters. Like,
Wow.
so Jim Belushi passed away. They couldn't afford
Yes.
Eddie Murphy. So they were like, well, Harold's like, well, stripes happened. Me and Bill already worked together. Let's do this. And like Bill Murray comes on and just crushes every scene he's in because this is the guy that
Amazing.
is allowed to shoot from the hip.
Right.
Because he's so trusted. Like, I don't think he really had a script in that movie. He had like guidelines.
Sure.
And they were just like,
It's-
and
I
you
mean-
could tell where he's like killing it because they have
Yeah.
to cut away from other Ghostbusters because they're about to like break on camera. Like you can tell, like the best scene in that movie is when they get their first ghost call. Like they have no money, they're eating Chinese food.
Yeah.
Janine's like packing up to go home. Like this job sucks.
Yeah.
And then she was like, "Oh, for real? I got to use this bell now." And like hits the bell. They're like, "Oh crap, this is real." They're like, like, what do we do? And then they go to this hotel, and it's like we meet Slimer, who is based off of Jim Belushi, by the way, because of
Oh,
his
nice.
passing,
I didn't
they were
know
like,
that.
"Oh yeah,
That's what
that's
they
why he's
wanted.
constantly eating and burping and stuff."
Oh,
Like
that's
it's
amazing.
Bluto as a ghost. Yeah. And they go to hunt Slimer, and like you can tell everything Bill Murray is doing is off the hip. Like the flowers
Yeah.
are still standing, and like whoa, nice shooting Tex, like all like everything. Like he's
Yeah.
he's so good. And then when they bring the ghost out and like this steaming like the steam box of the
Yes.
ghost, and you're like
So good.
you're like freaked out, but you're like, this is so cool. And they're like,
Yeah.
see, like same guy.
Wow.
You know,
Mhm.
they're like
Well,
giving him the numbers, and like Egon told him like the figures. She was like, it'll cost $3,000 to $1,000. He's like $4,000. I won't pay it. He was like, well, I guess we just put it back. And then Dan Aykroyd with the perfect we certainly will, Dr. Fakeman. Like, let's get back. And it's just so good. And then riding the elevator, like. What are you guys?
Oh,
We're
dude.
exterminators. There's a giant cockroach up on 12. Like
Bite your head off, man.
Bite your head off. Man.
I love that bit where they turn on Ray's pack. They turn on Dan's
God.
pack,
He's
and
like,
then Harold.
I played myself. I agree.
He backs away. Like they're like in the elevator together. And there's just
Because they just turned on a nuclear reactor backpack.
yeah.
It's
But
so
so
shot as a Ghostbuster, the world would explode. Like it's three of them. Like
That's the
Right.
crazy thing is that in the 80s, and honestly, I think that's a problem now with film writing, at least to me, is like you can write that and there has no logic behind it, which is great. I mean, it's silly.
yeah.
It's
Well, this
meant to
movie-
be fun and silly. And
This
you
movie
watch
wasn't
it,
supposed to be good. It was not supposed to
Exactly.
be good. This is lightning
And then
in a
it
bottle
became-
for sure.
it became a phenomenon.
Mhm.
And I want to talk about that because y'all experienced that phenomenon in the moment. And I couldn't
Mhm.
imagine what that was like because I mean, I guess Pokemon was my version of this, right?
Sure.
Because I grew up with that. And y'all had Ghostbusters. The show had a song. The movie literally had a chart-topping song.
that was
honest-
kind of stolen.
Yes.
Yeah. My hot take is that the Ghostbusters theme song is the best and most memorable movie theme song of all time. It's like
Probably, yeah.
it's the
Catchiest
top
for sure.
It's the tops. Yeah, like everyone,
Catchiest
even
for
if they
sure.
haven't seen Ghostbusters, you've heard Ghostbusters, the
What
song.
are you gonna call?
You've heard that.
And
Ray
I'm
Parker
pretty
Jr.
sure they shot that video before they shot that movie because
Wow.
there's a lot of people that are in, like famous people that are in that video that I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure
Right.
were asked to be a Ghostbuster. Like, if Chevy Chase and John Candy were Ghostbusters, like, what kind of movie would this have been?
That'd been insane.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what kind of movie
Yeah.
would this have, But, dude,
Uncle Buck with ghosts.
dude, Uncle Buck is the best. It's the best.
But like,
But
the
But-
impact
but-
it had, it had on y'all because
Yeah.
it was like funny, but
Mhm.
also kind of really made you think about the paranormal. I know
Yeah.
that's evident for Jerry because Jerry's I don't know about you, Roke, but Jerry is a huge fan of the paranormal and the
I'm a big fan of the weird. Yeah.
Yes, you just are. Are you the same exact way, Roke? What do you think? Do you,
Uh,
would you
Okay, so my experience with the weird stuff of Ghostbusters was it should have been a Ghostbuster. Literally, when it gets like almost time to get serious time, like okay,
Yeah.
you saw the Ghostbusters Hunt a Ghost, and it's cute, and they're going around town, and New York's getting cleaned up, but it's time for Gozer to show up because the land that they're on is haunted, and it's this apartment building is getting stronger,
yeah.
and that dope track plays
Uh-huh.
where like they're like going through like the city. You're just like, this
Uh-huh.
is like the trippiest thing ever. I'm like,
Oh yeah.
Oh,
7
dude.
years old. Like, is this a
Breathe.
different movie? Like, and then like,
Which is
Sigourney
like a
Weaver,
small part of that song.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's such a small part of the
the
actual
small
song.
part of it. Yeah,
But
and
it's so creepy and so
yeah,
perfect.
It's so perfect. And then the lights come out, and like the ghosts are getting even like it's getting worse to the point where it's like you're gonna need more than 4 Ghostbusters now, and like, well, we got to stop Gozer, and it's just like, man. And then Gozer shows up, who was like just a supermodel that they hired. Apparently, it was supposed to be like a bunch of people auditioned for Gozer.
Wow.
Yeah, Gozer was
Yeah, I
supposed to
forget-
be a man at first, originally, I believe.
Yeah, it was supposed to be a man. Then it's a I forget what nationality, like a Russian gymnast or something.
Yeah, Russian
Yeah.
gymnast. Yeah.
That they ended up getting, which it's like it's off the wall. Ghostbusters to me, and this is this is coming from someone who has watched the movie probably at least 4 times in the last couple of months. Just because.
See, it's
I'm
been
so
a minute since I've
excited.
watched. It's been a minute. I'm gonna watch them this week. Obviously, I'm gonna watch both of them this week.
I had the privilege of getting to go and watch it the week before Podathon.
I'm so jealous.
It was playing 30 minutes away, and I got
Nice.
to go and watch it in a theater again.
Never watched it in the theater. That'd be fun.
I watched it one time in like a bargain theater in a suburb of Chicago one time, and they were doing like a double feature, and a buddy of mine had never seen it. I was like, let's go watch it. Like anyone that I know who hasn't seen Ghostbusters, like you need to watch Ghostbusters.
Of course, I agree.
But coming from someone like me who is a big fan of it, I want to see what you think of this. I honestly think Ghostbusters is a perfect film, and I know Roke will agree with me.
It
is accidental too.
It's all that lightning in a bottle kind of shit that just like absolutely hits.
Yeah,
weather bottle.
But the acting, you've got I constantly quote Ghostbusters.
Yeah,
there's constantly lines. Yeah, like yes, it's
what
true.
About the
this
Twinkie?
Man has no dick.
Yeah.
You know, like I tell him about the Twinkie, things like that.
Twinkie?
But you know, I mean, even like, you know, I like everything Egon says, everything that race, like everything every character says is quotable, but not just that. Like it's just at least the first one for sure. Ghostbusters for sure, and I love Ghostbusters too. I love
Ghostbusters too.
I love all of it. But
Love it.
Ghostbusters 1 to me is I love Ghostbusters 2 just as much.
The
Ghostbusters
Statue of
1
Liberty.
is Ghostbusters 1 is just it's the perfect film. It needs like if you want to know, if you were to show, like if an alien came down and you're like, let me explain to you what it's like to go to the cinema and experience something otherworldly.
It's the top 5
Ghostbusters
action sci-fi comedy.
Yeah, Ghostbusters is the perfect film. It's got a little bit of everything. It's got romance. It's got all of that shit in it.
Yeah.
And I think that it needs to be in more people's repertoire. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. Like, if you haven't seen Ghostbusters, for corn's sakes, go watch Ghostbusters.
Look, one thing I can add to this is that the iconography of this cannot be surpassed because, like, I mean, like you said, everyone knows the logo, everyone knows the theme, everyone knows what it's about, and everyone knows that it's a silly thing as well. Which is one thing I think, especially in the 80s, movies, you know, could be melodramas. Like Ferris Bueller's Day Off is a fun movie, but it's also a movie about liberation and like not getting caught. And you've got, you know, Breakfast Club. You've got huge movies from this era, Return of the Jedi, Blade Runner. Sometimes these movies took themselves way too seriously, but it's weird because Ghostbusters was that perfect balance in every way. It was serious, it was funny, it also made you think, but it also came out of the fact that you just love these characters. And honestly, if people don't like Ghostbusters because of the story or the plot or what they do, it is undeniable those characters are some of the most lovable characters in all of them. I mean, like literally from I'm trying to think of her name. Annie Potts' character, Janine. But literally from Janine to I have it written down right here because I don't want to mess it up. Rick Moranis' character, literally just the perfect characters for movies.
It's my favorite character in that movie, probably.
It's incredible.
He's really good at part 2. I think he is.
Yes,
like,
he's
great
in part 2.
But he is in part 2. He literally has me like almost pee laughing. Like
I need to get like a Louis Tully cosplay going. But like,
oh my god,
talk about,
dude,
like
with the earmuffs, dude. Oh.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like I taped 20-minute workout and I ran it at half speed. I got a great workout and it only took me 10 minutes.
You gotta get the mittens. Like, it's cold outside in New York when you hunt the ghosts.
Okay. I'm gonna have a shower. You know, just everything. The way he keeps locking himself out of his apartment and everything. It's
so good.
Like constantly.
So pitch perfect.
He constantly locks himself out. Oh.
It's such a huge movie. But at the same exact time, it is condensed to these character struggles, and like by the intros of each character, you get where they stand, right? And then by the end of it, you're like, this is almost predictable, but in the best way possible, right? Like Ray's the one who messes it up. You know, he's the one that thinks of the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. Like it just popped perfect. It just popped in there.
What did you do, Ray?
Yes, what did you do? And then you hear it in the background, and the special effects were groundbreaking at the time. They look so silly now, but you're watching it and you're like,
Well, I mean, when Stay Puft though first walks around the corner, it looks
Yes.
pretty good still.
Oh, it does look good.
It's
like
bananas
that's
funny
the
though.
thing.
He's so
But it's
happy.
yeah,
Until he gets to them. He's like, ha ha, yeah.
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 Someone
It's
is
so
loving.
iconic. And they made, dude, with that scene, they made a "No, I am your father" moment for cinema because it may not be the most dramatic thing, it may not change the story, but the iconography is just
Oh,
there.
yeah.
Like that.
When
That
they're
is
looking
so
down,
incredible.
When they're looking down and they like unleash the rays on him, and
Yes.
he's like upset.
Yeah.
What?
I know.
Dude, the changing of the face, that's when it
I
starts to
was
get
like,
creepy.
I'm little.
Yeah.
It's like, like, what are you doing,
Like,
man?
oh
I'm just
shit.
trying to party. What? What?
Well, yeah. Oh, that great line from Murray though, when they're up there, like, this Mr. Stay Puft, he's a sailor. We get this guy laid, we won't have any trouble.
Dude,
You know, he's a sailor. He's in New York.
everything he
Like there's
does.
so much. There's so much in there.
Nobody steps in the church in my town. Like,
Yeah, nobody steps on a church in my town. But you're talking about the iconography, Scotty. Like I've got,
Yeah.
like we've got like people have Stay Puffs that they've been keeping in their yards even after Halloween near me. and
Yeah.
stuff like inflatable ones. I've got mini, like we've in the new movie coming out. We got mini puffs. I've got them on the shirt here.
yeah,
And everything. Like it's
there's a
and not
Funko
just
Pop
that.
for every one of them.
Yeah.
The no
Because they
ghost
knew.
logo.
They knew.
They knew.
They knew.
Right. Right.
You.
But it's just it's yeah. There's what I love about it is that it is something that you don't have to take it too seriously. But if you want to, there is a little bit of lore that you can jump into.
Yeah.
See,
and
that's
I
the
was-
Dan
dissect with it.
Aykroyd stuff.
So
Mhm.
I was
That's
watching.
100% Dan Aykroyd.
I was watching the video game cinematics before we got
Oh,
on.
Such a great game.
And I'm
The-
watching. I never played it, but I'm watching. I'm like, it's voiced by all of them.
All
This
of
is
It's
them.
literally
written by.
This
It's
is the
written by
third
Dan
movie.
and Harold.
This is the third
This is
movie.
it's like
Yeah.
I'm watching. I'm like, this is so good,
Mhm.
and I'm like, I haven't got to the end of it, but I imagine it gets better. But I'm watching. I'm like, it's just the
Do you want me to
banter's
spoil?
perfect. Yeah, I'm fine with that. I don't know about everyone else, but I'm fine with it.
I mean,
Well,
the game's like 10 years old. Like,
Yeah, it's all.
yeah.
get on the
There's-
bus, all right?
There's great cinematic movies. Like I think they have the remastered. There's a
Yeah, there's an
remastered
HD
version
one
of
that
the
came out
movie.
for the
I was-
PS4,
yeah.
looking at that. Yep. Mhm.
But yeah, check that out. It's great and everything.
Good. It's
But
great.
the good thing about the game, what I loved about it, is that it tied 1 and 2 together.
Oh, wow. I
Perfectly.
didn't realize that.
Yeah, what you end up finding out is that Evo Shandor is basically behind even the slime.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Like his cult was pumping it into the sewers. They
Yep.
were pumping all kinds of ectoplasm and
Ooh.
stuff into the sewers to jumpstart things.
They called him
and
out this whole
essentially-
show. They were like, Gotham.
Yeah,
They were
Yeah.
like,
he created
Gotham lore.
like a whole like all the locations that they've like the big locations from the Ghostbuster universe, the museum, the library, the Cedric Hotel, all that stuff.
Yeah.
End up being nodes in something that's like a Mandela is what they call it, which is like a spiritual maze, basically
Oh,
something like
okay.
to get
Aykroyd.
basically
They're all
the
connected.
dude was trying to like Evo Shandor was trying to create
Yeah.
hell on earth, basically.
Yeah.
Yes,
And
yes,
everything.
yes.
And I mean, we have that thread continued in that Evo Shandor is apparently still up to his. He had other dealings elsewhere in America, which is why I don't know if you've noticed in the trailers they're at a mine. The mine is called Shandor Mines,
Uh-huh.
and so
So dope.
it's
Mhm.
all tied together.
Oh,
So-
yep.
I
At the
love
end of the
that.
game, they actually end up fighting Evo Shandor. He basically turned himself into a god.
Mhm.
Oh, that's dope.
And it's pretty. I won't say anything else. I'll let you kind of
It's great, though.
watch through and stuff. It's so good. Roke, I don't know if I don't know if you've heard this too, but I've been hearing rumors that if you're a fan of the game, you're going to be pretty. You're probably going to be happy.
Oh, yeah. I've been paying attention.
I'm
Yeah.
excited. I'm excited to see something referenced. I want something
Yeah,
referenced.
it's gonna be. I mean, we already saw Gozer's arm come out. It's like we're gonna get Gozer
Yeah.
again, and the dogs are there, obviously. And,
The dogs. Oh,
But the question is, who are the dogs?
yeah. You're
Why
right,
are they-
huh?
Oh man. Well, they had the spectral form of them. Is it?
Right. But there's a
Man.
physical one running around. There's a new spot
Yeah,
where they're in the
yeah.
store. And Paul Rudd's doing Paul Rudd
I
and
love-
charming things.
Look, and I want to talk about this because y'all
Yeah.
have a different attachment to it. Now, I kind of didn't explain this before we went live, but I'm that kid that got the tail end of all this. And I was one of those kids growing up when I was 16 buying DVDs from Walmart. And the DVDs were all like, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, 16 Candles. I mean, classics, right? And so that was one of the ones on my list. I'm like, I've heard so much about this. I'm going to watch it. And I fell in love with it for the facts that we all been saying. But like, that being said, even when I was sitting there watching the Ghostbusters Afterlife trailer for the first time, the very first one that came out almost like a year and a half ago, that one, just like tearing up because I knew how much this meant to the people that were making
it's
it.
the We Got This trailer.
Yes. And literally,
Yeah.
the one that hit me the most was, I think it was before Dune. They had played another trailer. It's the one where they showed the Ecto one in movement, and I think she's on the little thing
The
that
gunner
slides
seat.
out.
The gunner seat. That's a toy
And they-
reference, by the way.
Yes, okay,
Yes.
that's what I've heard. So then
There's
I'm sitting
lots
there,
of toy references in the new one, apparently.
I was tearing up because of how surreal it is. Like
Mhm.
this is for
You
some
believe.
people, this is the Force Awakens, and I'm not kidding. Like,
Yeah.
this is the Force Awakens. You are seeing the comeback of an older generation, right?
Mhm.
You are seeing this moment now that your kids get to live through. Like, I know if your daughter Jerry was old enough, you would take her. I think you would.
Oh yeah, she's already seen a few episodes of Real Ghostbusters. She
Exactly.
liked what she saw and stuff already. So she's
I'm
a
just-
chip off the old block. No worries. No
I'm
worries.
just
Nice.
happy that all the reception for this movie has been really good.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to anticipate what we're gonna get. I've read things that like this is gonna lead into other stuff, which I'm like, please, as much as you can, make as much as you want. Like,
Mhm.
make as long as the story has
Yes.
the heart, and I think this one will, because isn't it about whose grandkids is it about? It's about
Egon. This is
it's
all.
Egon's.
This is all for Harold
Oh.
Ramis.
It's
This is
all for
all for
Harold.
Harold Ramis,
We were
yeah.
just me and Roke were just talking about this right before you came up, and like
I'm gonna cry.
There's
Yeah,
no
this is
better
all
like
for him.
whenever that. Oh, dude, yeah. Like I remember I remember the day. Like I remember the day that Harold Ramis died. Like I remember the day that Carrie Fisher died.
When was that?
Honestly.
I don't even know. 20.
It was around. Oh, dude, it was around the same time. It was like right
brutal.
before that 2016 movie came out. It was 2015
Yeah.
maybe.
Oh wow.
Because I remember there was like a scene where someone made like someone made like the Force Ghost thing for all the
2014.
people who have passed.
2014.
Someone made like okay, 2014. Someone made an image and I bawled my eyes out looking at it. It was Slimer holding his hand,
Yeah.
walking
brutal.
into a light, and I was
Yeah.
like, no.
Yeah.
That's
No, stop it.
brutal.
But I mean, and like, so the 2016, which I have nothing against. I think it's a great love letter to what they did, obviously, and stuff. But I think that I think this had to be, and I think we were all in agreement here that it had to be Harold's movie. It had to be about his
Yeah.
legacy and
Mhm.
stuff. And it's honestly like I talk a big game about how Venkman's my favorite character. Egon is like a close second because Egon has some of the
Spangler
funniest
is so
lines.
good. Yeah.
Yes.
And Venkman and Egon are the best together because
Dude.
like this reminds me of the time you tried to drill a hole in your head, and then he comes back with that would have worked if you hadn't stopped me.
Stop me. Dude,
Yeah.
that one.
And then like there's in the second one I was just watching before we came on, he goes like it's like right after Sigourney Weaver, Dana Barrett comes back to talk to him. They're like checking out her apartment and everything after the baby carriage went off on its own.
Yeah.
And he goes, I'd like to run some gynecological tests on the mother. And then Venkman, without missing a beat, Murray's like, who wouldn't? It's just, I mean, it's pitch perfect. And I love that in the international trailer, we got that whole, I'm excited that we're going to get a flashback of seeing him before he passes.
Oh my God.
And I don't know, like me and Nick we didn't know if they're just gonna show him in shadow, if they're actually gonna show him. I
Right.
kind of hope he steps into the light and we actually get to see, show me Harold's face.
Yeah.
Just show me Harold's face once.
Well, the question I have is
Go for it.
Oscar going to be in this movie?
Oscar,
Oscar is Sigourney Weaver's,
Mhm.
the Dana Barrett's child.
did
who-
did
Heavy Wild.
Peter end up with Dana?
We don't know. They
because
never talk
because
about
in
it.
Ghostbusters 2, you think because it's like, oh, now you have a baby, like I'm responsible now. And then in the Ghostbusters 3, in Ghostbusters the game,
Yeah,
he's hitting on this new chick who
Yeah.
spoiler alert for Scotty, turns out to be Ivo Shandor's the reincarnation of his mother.
Oh,
yeah.
I love that. That's kind of
It's
cool.
it's pretty awesome. Which again,
That's
this is all
cool.
this is all the Aykroyd stuff. That's all the
Yeah.
Aykroyd,
Oh, yeah.
like
Yeah.
weirdness. It isn't just ghosts. It's like it's ultra terrestrials. It's
Yep.
like Sumerian gods
Yeah,
coming
they
back,
Sick.
like Wrath of God type stuff, which is the stuff he likes to talk about.
Lovecraftian almost. Yeah.
Oh, it's very Lovecraftian. Dude, the Roke, what did you like? We were talking about the new trailer we got. Like, how did it hit you whenever it was Ray talking about Judgment Day? The audio of Ray talking about Judgment Day.
It listen. This trailer was amazing, but the end of the last trailer when they call the number
Oh, that
on
part's
the-
wild.
when they find the old commercial, they call the number, and Ray picks up,
And he
they're
says,
just like
We're close.
"Raise a cult."
closed. Or
Yeah.
Raise the cult, we're closed. And I was like, he's still, you know. But the end of this trailer, where Ray and Venkman show up with the "You missed me" line, it's the Chewie, we were home.
That's
That's far as
exactly
I'm
That
concerned,
100% was
That's
Chewie
exactly
you
Rowe.
know,
what that
and I'm just sitting here like, woo!
I know.
Shake
gonna-
the
Yes.
tape.
I'm
Yes,
gonna
I
cry
did.
my eyes out when they're all dressed up. I really am gonna
Oh,
cry my
man.
eyes out.
Charlie,
That'd be a
dude, they
thing.
already have the
That's gonna
action
hit.
figures out. They already have the
Yeah.
action figures
Yeah,
out
I
of
knew
it.
that.
They have a Venkman at the Walmart here. I'm gonna have to go
Right.
get. But
Oh, go get it.
Charlie's
G.
got a good point here that Dana is in it,
Yep.
so he's hoping that they've settled down. Otherwise, he doesn't know why she would appear. I mean, she's been a big part of everything to do with Gozer,
Yeah.
and I mean, just the ghost. But she's been a big part of just their entire career. But
Hmm.
I kind of think they might actually. I think it might be a reverse Han and Leia where they're like actually together.
That'd
Yeah,
be kind of cool.
that'd be cool
I'm
for
just-
Singer Noah Weaver.
I just know that this movie has so much potential, and it appears based on everyone's reviews that it's going to exceed or right me. Like it's. I've heard it's the perfect way to do a nostalgia film. That's what I've heard.
Yeah.
And like I can't wait
Yes,
for that.
Maggie
because,
Lovett, I think a friend of the show said it's nostalgia done right.
See, but
Yeah.
like Blade Runner 2049 did that for me. You're watching and you're like, they did
But
it.
it depends on
They
the person.
did
but-
it.
It looks like an Abrams movie almost, doesn't it?
It does.
It looks.
It's
It
very
has like
Spielberg
Super 8
to me.
vibes. It's like
Super
So
8,
wait.
yeah.
Let me
yeah.
ask y'all this, because isn't the director of Ghostbusters, isn't this his son making
Yeah,
this
this is
movie
Jason
too?
Reitman.
This is
So
Jason Reitman
Badass.
as opposed
That's
to
so
Ivan Reitman.
sick.
Yeah.
Dude,
That's
whenever
how
I
they
went,
produced it. Yeah.
whenever I went to watch Ghostbusters at the AMC last week, they played a little thing beforehand where it was him and his father sitting
Mhm.
talking about kind of the passing of the torch.
Oh,
This is something that
never happened.
I don't know if
before.
you've had a situation like this in
Nope.
filmmaking with this big of a franchise.
Nope.
Yeah.
Where like
I
the
mean-
son, like he was on set back in the day. He was
Oh,
on
yeah.
set for the first Ghostbusters.
I love it.
I grew up with this.
Yeah.
yeah,
Now
yeah,
I get to direct
literally.
it.
Yeah.
Oh my
Pretty
god.
cool.
So cool. I
Yeah.
just know that this is gonna be an event, and
Mhm.
hopefully more people will turn out to go see it, and it'll be a worthwhile cause. So they've done the marketing perfect. Like they saved the Ghostbusters theme till
Saved it. Yeah,
like
but-
what, the most recent trailer?
Yeah.
The
the most
international
recent, yeah.
one?
Mhm.
Oh my god.
We
That
haven't
was so
even
sick.
seen them in the full gear. We haven't seen their faces yet.
Nope.
Yeah, it's just
The
their
only other
voices and
character besides that we've seen Janine,
you
which
see
I
that
true.
I
film.
flipped out when we saw.
Oh,
in the first
when
trailer?
Annie Potts was on screen.
Yeah.
He could barely keep the lights. I was like, yes.
Yeah,
I've never
yeah.
like yelled more at an older
Yeah,
lady,
I was-
a lovely older lady in glasses. Like I loved it so much.
She's still
Yeah.
pretty hot too. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
lie.
yep,
I'm
yep.
still it's funny because most people find Sigourney Weaver
Oh, right.
attractive. Annie
I
Potts,
forgot about this.
super hot.
Oh, dude,
see.
Annie Potts.
He-Man.
Yeah.
My dad says you guys are
Yeah,
full of
so
crap.
Jason Reitman is in Ghostbusters. He's the one who says, "My dad says you guys are full of crap." In the second
Yeah.
one, that's Jason.
Who
Amazing.
gonna call He-Man? They're just like,
Yeah, He-Man.
I don't know. I'm happy to see that they're going to be giving it to two young people, especially I can't think of his name. Stranger Things kid.
Finn Wolfhard,
Finn
Wolfhard.
Wolfhard. Yeah, it's so cool.
young Kylo Ren.
You've got
Young
you got
Kylo-
three. You got three young ones. You've got the granddaughter, the grandson, and then the friend of the granddaughter. And then I guess that
two
Paul
other
Rudd is going to be their
friends,
chaperone.
The
I think.
obsessive
He
Ghostbusters
is going to
fan.
be the Spangler, because I was saying this earlier too. This is Ghostbusters Extreme.
You're right.
This is the third
Yes.
cartoon when Egon was like their like Professor Xavier almost.
Yeah, yeah.
It was
Really?
like their mentor.
Which,
yeah,
by the way,
yeah,
that cartoon is legit good.
yeah.
It's
because
like
it's
it's
written by
a legit
Harold
just good
Ramis.
show.
Oh,
Go-
Because
man.
Go
Harold
check
Ramis
out-
wrote those.
Yeah.
And Dan Aykroyd wrote a bunch of the real Ghostbusters episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my
Yeah,
god!
seriously.
It's
I
so
mean,
cool.
it's technically a sequel series to the real Ghostbusters, but if you
Yeah.
want to just go and like just with Ghostbusters in your head, watch the Extreme Ghostbusters. It's on
Okay.
Hulu, I think.
Yeah, I think.
Okay.
It's also they're also every Saturday and Wednesday, I think, the Ghostbusters YouTube channel. On Saturdays they play the real Ghostbusters,
Mhm.
an episode. They're replaying them. And then on every Wednesday or like sometime during the week, they play an episode of Extreme Ghostbusters. So
Speaking
go
of
check
real
them out. There's a lot
Ghostbusters,
of them on
did you
there.
know that Arsenio Hall was Zedmore in the Ghostbusters cartoon?
Really
Arsenio Hall.
did not realize that. It's just I love this. I love that I can. I don't know. I love
And
that
the voice
this-
of Fakeman was Garfield.
That's pretty good.
Charlie has a good point here, and I mean, I know we're really here to talk about the old films and stuff, but there's just too much excitement for next week.
Yeah.
Yeah,
honestly.
I'm
But he says
pumped.
he says as much as I love the original Ghostbusters, I want to shout out Mackenzie Grace, who gets the Ramis mannerisms on point.
yeah,
The moment
yeah.
she says the apocalypse is perfect.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's
Seriously,
like very stoic and straight. Like,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
it must be the apocalypse. Yeah,
Because
yeah,
you
yeah.
can tell
she's-
Finn Wolfhard's going to be like the young Fakeman-ish,
Yeah.
cooler older
Right.
brother character. Because,
yeah.
he has that potential. So,
Oh yeah. God, I think we're gonna have Roke on next week after when we can review it.
yeah.
Are
yeah.
you seeing it?
I was
I'm-
talking to him about it. I was
I'm gonna
talking
try
to him
I'm
about
going
it.
to see it as soon as I possibly can. Either
Yeah.
that Thursday or that Friday. I'm going to try to see it. I will have it seen before the next shooting the Poodoo for sure.
Oh heck yeah!
So
We already
heck
have
yeah.
why
Vince
I
Clortho.
can't think of the words.
So
We've got a Vince Clortho or a what was it Zool?
What a name.
Zool and Vince Clortho.
Zool. There is
Zool.
no data, only Zool.
I am the gatekeeper.
I am
You
the
key
gatekeeper.
master. I say that to my fiance all the time, especially when we're like getting groceries. I'm like, I am the gatekeeper. Are you the key master?
I
Like,
didn't know
who
how you
has
were going
the
to finish
key?
that sentence for a second. I
No,
was like,
no.
we're gonna. I was like, Scotty.
Oh man, I wonder though, because I can ask all this.
Yes,
You don't
have
know
some.
this. Yes, have some. I think I'll answer this better than I could. Was there comics as well? What was the
Oh.
others? So there were comics.
There's an entire
There's tons
there's an
of-
entire comic series that I
Yeah.
don't even know where to begin on.
I'm,
Yeah,
about to look.
IDW. Well,
I'm asking the right
Mhm.
person. I forgot. I forgot.
Roke will probably know
Roke-
more. Like I've
Rogue
read a
definitely
little
knows
bit of it.
more.
I think either
Ghostbusters Year One. I was reading Ghostbusters
Right.
Year One.
Well, it's like
That's
omnibuses
good.
from like the 90s, but like
Oh wow!
the
look at
IDW
these.
stuff is really good.
I'm gonna share my screen real quick.
The
'cause
point
these
where
are
like
crazy.
Janine becomes one after a while, and
Yeah.
like there's a Turtles crossover as well.
Right.
What?
Transformers
Yeah.
2, I think. Like they do a lot
And
of
there's
stuff like
one
that.
where they meet the real Ghostbusters.
Wow!
Yeah.
Oh wow!
Yeah, they
look
have
at
their
that.
own. They have a ghost. There's a Ghostbusters multiverse where the real
Yeah.
Ghostbusters are a universe. The Answer the Call, which is the 2016 movie, is a universe.
Mhm.
And then you got you got Ghostbusters, the Ghostbusters universe, which is another one. There's one where they like the first series they go to hell, don't they?
Yep.
Like it's
Yep.
straight up they get
Yeah,
sucked
they
into
go right to
hell.
yeah.
Mhm.
Wow!
It's wild, man.
Yeah.
Like some of the stuff. And again, Ghostbusters Year One I haven't finished, but they have an issue for each Ghostbuster. And it's kind of like what happens right after or right before, like it's like during the Ghostbusters film.
It's during the Ghostbusters film. Yeah, that's the one right there. So that's Ghostbusters
Wow.
Get Real. It was the series. and that's
That's
Venkman and
cool of
Venkman.
him.
So yeah,
Oh,
and,
that's
a, and a
dope.
very confused Slimer. Yeah, and that's the newer. That's like the newer team.
This
That was
one.
a team for a while, and like Janine was on the team, and like
Okay.
Goth Girl, and other
Yeah,
Who do
Kylie.
y'all
stereotypes.
identify with the most? Is there a particular character that you identify with the
I
most?
mean,
fellas?
Venkman all day. Like it's Bill Murray
Yeah.
to the
I
break
mean,
of dawn.
I'm probably more of a Ray meets
Yeah, Ray too,
Vinkman.
yeah.
Honestly, I'm probably more of a Stance meets Vinkman myself because I don't want to. I'm not as cool as Vinkman, which is when you watch it back, Vinkman is cool to us, but I don't think anyone else thinks he's cool.
No one thinks
I
he's
see what you're saying.
No, everyone thinks he's kind of like you seem you don't seem like a scientist. You seem like a
He's-
game show host.
Yeah, he's the most
kind of a thing.
ignored character out of like he says things and they're just like, all right, man. Like,
Yeah, like he goes
Okay,
the first
Peter.
time he goes to Dana's apartment in the first movie. He basically
like,
says I love
the-
you and like
yeah.
oh like
when he has
she
the-
kicked me
the-
out of her life. You know
the-
you're
yeah.
being a creep.
Yeah.
You're being a creep.
with the fake the fake pesticide thing. He's like just
Oh,
spraying air around.
he's like the little squeezy thing with the the technology they use is so it's funny. It's used for comedic effect, but it's so it still is like there is I don't know how much they made for the movie and how much of it is real stuff they use, but
Right.
that's another testament to how much Dan really
Well-
influenced this because he knows ghost hunters, people who are
Yeah.
paranormal investigators, they have legit expensive technology.
It's technology,
Uh,
yeah. But
and
real
like
quick,
instruments that they use to measure whatever they think.
going back to it's like nuts. They have like these apparatuses, and back then it was even more gargantuan and serious. And I think
Right.
a lot of the stuff that they were taking out of the room when they got fired, it's a lot of that
Mhm.
stuff.
The giant
The
consoles,
giant
and stuff like
consoles
that.
and stuff like that. But back to Dana's apartment when he plays the small keys on the piano, that was just him shooting from the hip. And like cameramen were like cackling, like laughing out loud. And they had to like run it
So
back like
awesome.
several times because Bill Murray was so ridiculously good at being Bill Murray that when
Right.
he played it like
6
that
feet
John-
above the
like,
cover.
he goes, that
I
drives
love
them
that.
crazy. Like that, they hate that. It drives them crazy. And they're like, like
Yeah.
like okay. And I remember it's like, okay, cut. Says to the cameraman, like, are you done? He's like, how? I mean, it's not my fault.
Well,
Let
and
him
the
dance
way that
whatever
the
he wants.
cast must have fed off of him too, because you got in
Oh,
that
yeah.
same scene where Dana he opens the bedroom door and she goes, "Oh, that's the bedroom," but nothing ever happened in there, and he closes it and turns around and looks at her, and goes, "What a crime!" You know, just like
yeah,
all of that.
all of
Which again, kick that man out of your house. Kick that
Yes.
man out of your house. That's
So
like,
amazing.
but just like there's so much. There's so much to it. So let's see here.
Well, look, it's funny. I know
Sigourney Improv, the
Spielberg.
game show host line too. Apparently, There you go.
Spielberg has said that
Oh,
one of the
nice.
greatest jump scares in all of Ghostbusters, all of film, was the original scene where they're in the library. where she
Oh,
turns
the
around.
librarian.
Literally,
Dude,
he says that is one of the greatest jump scares of all time because you're so hooked, you're so drawn in, and then it's
Yeah.
predictable. You know it's coming, but you're still sat,
Mhm.
startled when it does happen. You know, I'm
and
like,
you
that
believe
is
them running out
incredible.
of that too. Like you
Oh,
believe them
yeah.
running out of that.
oh
And the
yeah,
budget was the librarian scene when they had the books floating.
yeah,
Yeah.
If you look closely, it's on chicken wire because
really.
oh, they run out of money like crazy. They couldn't afford it.
Yeah.
It's
No.
literally like it's like
It's
a
all cheap.
carousel of chicken wire, and it's just like books like floating, like it's like bouncing on the wire.
wait to watch it
because It's
again.
on the wire. You're just like it's like the broom in Break It. You can see that it's like not hovering. It's like oh, there's the string, but like
Yeah.
that library scene was made with like $5.
Yeah.
It was like
So I don't
Oh.
know. Was
Charlie's-
it?
oh yeah,
Oh,
it's in the
it's
library.
very.
I need
It
to know.
gets very
It's
dark.
like the first
They
half
go
of the
back
game.
to her.
Yeah.
Really? Oh, I love it.
So
He's
yeah,
amazing.
the whole thing with her is that like some dude who was working with Evo Shandor or whatever, he was kind of like in that same cult, I think, right? Like,
Yeah.
uh,
It's all about
Yeah.
It's all
it's all about
connected.
Evo. It's
Yeah,
all about him,
connected.
but like, yeah, she was into a guy, and he like basically was wooing her to get to the library's secret collection, or like the books that they don't have up there. It's like books that were like on very esoteric things they kept in the basement, the lower levels. And once he got his hands on those, he killed her.
Yeah. The librarian also played Ray Finkle's mom in Ace Ventura.
Yeah. Oh wow,
Pet
really?
Detective.
Oh wow. That's sick.
Same woman.
Same lady.
Same
Look
lady.
at Charlie said.
Oh,
have you ever
is
seen the
that
video where
the,
Bill
like-
Murray and Dan Aykroyd asked for more money while on set of the film? Is that real?
I think
Yeah.
I saw someone post that where it's like they're saying like you could have this in your theater. Like it's it's very if that's the one I'm thinking of. I've seen something where it's like they played it at like a CinemaCon type of thing.
Oh, okay.
Where it's like, hey, buy our film.
Yeah.
You know, because you could have lots of stuff, you know, and they're in front of the Ecto one and all that. It's great. I don't.
The Ecto one is
We'll
so
have to
good.
look that up. We'll have to look that up and show that later.
Well, look,
or something.
The Ecto one is like the Falcon, though. I didn't think about it till just now. I was like,
Dude,
what is it like? Or the Razor Crest? It's huge. It's like
it's an ambulance that it's just
Yeah.
insane. It's just here to hold nuclear backpacks.
Oh, sorry, Jay. I want to see your. Yeah, here we go. Bring it up, big. baby.
I'll bring it up.
Yeah,
But we're
what about
talking
the
about
box over
the iconic. There you
Look at
go.
that thing.
This is the plasma series for Afterlife. The plasma series Ecto.
It's old.
It's the old rusted out one, but it still is got like oh man, the doors, if I can get it to open, all the doors open up the right way. This is what I would have killed for, Roke. I don't know if you're the same way. When I was a kid, all the Ghostbusters, all the backs of the
opened up.
Ghostbusters doors, the door flapped out like a
Mhm.
ramp, and I always wanted one that opened just like the doors. If I can
The actual
open it
door,
on
you just
camera.
slide
wait.
it out.
Let me ask you this: in
There you go.
terms of the wow, that's
it came
sick.
off. Uh-oh.
Oh, who are you gonna call now, dude? Gorilla.
Y'all keep going. Y'all keep going.
I was gonna ask you,
Act natural.
how many of y'all had the original toys growing up, and do you still have them? 'Cause I want to see them on eBay. I haven't looked up on eBay before.
I never had.
I'm pretty
any of
sure
the
I still
toys.
have them at my parents' house. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a
Let's
neighbor
see.
who had the plastic proton pack, and I would just stare at him like, can I wear that for like 2 seconds?
I had the plastic proton pack as well.
Oh,
And the
you're
trap.
that kid.
Yeah.
Bad
The
kid.
trap.
I had a good
Man.
Christmas one year.
Let's see.
Dude, I
The
got
trap
the
had
sorry, I
button. You step on
got the
trap,
trap
and it
with the
opens up.
wheels in here.
Vintage. I'm just curious because I've never actually inquired about purchasing them before.
Oh, you could get
but
the
hearing y'all
basic
talk
now.
about it. Oh,
There's
yeah,
like
look
a
at
new one
that.
out for like $60. It's like really simple.
They're,
Oh, look at
they're
the whole
doing a lot
lot.
of they're doing a lot of reissues. Like Walmart has been doing a lot of reissues of like He-Man and stuff. They've been doing a lot of real Ghostbuster stuff too. I actually have, if you hold on 1 second, I have a blaster right here.
Who made him? It's not Kenner, obviously. Was it someone else?
I think it was like
Oh wow, the
I have
Zapper.
no idea, Mattel, maybe.
Maybe.
I think it
Let's
was
see.
Mattel, maybe. There we go.
They might still have the rights.
Oh
Let me
yeah,
see,
there it
Jerry.
is. That's from the backpack. Yep.
Oh, hold on, I'm bringing it
Here we
big,
go.
Jerry. Give me.
Here we go. This is for all that we've turned into Holo Chronicles. There we go. But yeah, no, I was, dude. Ella, like my kiddo loves playing with this thing with me too. We were like knocking
So what is it?
stuff over the other day.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh shit!
Take that, Ghost.
Right here. You shoot these. These are proton
Chicken
cylinders. Yeah, yeah. You shoot a ghost with a chicken nugget. Yeah, that's what
There
it
it
is.
is.
That's what it is.
That's all I heard, Ghost man.
Heck yeah.
That's how you do it, man. That's how you do it. Just fire
It's like-
a giant tater tot in their face.
There it is.
It's like
Chick-fil-A.
this movie. It's weird because it's a cult classic
Mhm.
for the people that experienced it, but at the same exact time, it's not a cult classic because it's so part of the culture. It's weird. It's such an it's an enigma of a movie because you know it's got this treatment of it's sacred, but it's also not sacred. It can be tarnished. That's the fun part. It's got comics. It's got, things that maybe are not canonical. It's got things that are canonical. It's got reboots, but it's not really a reboot. It's like the craziest franchise. There's not many like it that can do this. Like, Star Trek follows a pretty strict pattern of, how certain things should work. But when you watch this, you're like, oh, go with the flow. That's what the characters would do,
Right. And like the fact that they're just like these zany people. Like,
yes.
Like, again, Fakeman's more like a game show host. Like you're a doctor, dude. Like, what are you talking about? Ray has an occult bookstore in like the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
oh, I love like my best to the coven.
Zedmore is just a guy.
Like he's
he applied.
Yeah.
He was like, paycheck.
Oh, it's also weird that they work for Columbia University, like one of the most established universities in the whole known world.
And they just wasted their time for like years trying to hunt ghosts.
Oh, it's brilliant. It is brilliant. Look, Nick sent us a link.
I've worked in the private sector. They expect results. Yeah. I love that line there from Ray.
You're never going to regret this, Ray. I grew up there.
My parents left me that house. Yeah.
You see, I thought that was the house in Afterlife at first.
Okay.
Ray's old house.
I thought it was too. I did too.
You're a poor
You're
scientist,
Dr. Vickman.
Oh wow! I'm
literally,
looking at
literally, he's just hitting it in the first scene we see of him doing an experiment. He's hitting on a girl.
Yeah,
that's all he's doing.
So be good, for goodness sake. Somebody's coming.
Whoa! It's like I'm not in love. She's not my girlfriend. I like her because she's a dog and she sleeps above her covers, 6 feet above her covers. Yeah,
so great.
Anyway,
let me think of this link pulled up. Nick sent us a link of Paul Sung. What's his name? How do you say his name? I don't want to.
Paul Sung Lee.
Yes, he made his own. I guess entire Ghostbusters suit, but also
he made a proton pack.
Pack. Yeah, I'm gonna get it pulled up.
He showed that to me. By the way, I got to talk to him a little smidgen before all that started in the green room, and it was just me and him, and we were going off about Ghostbusters, and I was like, I love that. This is so great. But go, you got a cut to it.
It's taking a second now. It's taking a second, okay. But would y'all ever want to do that? Would ever be a dream cosplay for y'all?
Yes.
Oh yeah, that'd be fun. Sure.
I want to buy all the shit though. I don't want to like make it though. That's my problem.
Yeah. You can buy it now. It's so easy now. Like it's so easy now.
Yeah. Lots of people make it. Yeah. But like Paul Sun-Hyung Lee was saying, like Paul was saying that his pack weighs like 50 or something. It's like 50 pounds, just on your back and everything. So it's
probably has working lights too. And...
It gets
My stuff's taking forever to load. I'm trying to get to load, Nick, but it's just not loading, bud. Oh, actually, wait. We might be lucky now. It's just like you've got. It's kind of like Star Wars in that sense too, where you've got fans that are like unbelievably passionate about the costuming and the authenticity of no, they use this actually instead of this. I love that. Yeah, I can't get it pulled up. I'm sorry, Nick. I'm having a hard time with my computer. But you watch these movies and like you're right. I mean, obviously, it's kind of like the DeLorean. It's one of those things where like you can tell that it was just a couple of wires they had laying around, and they were trying to make the best of what they had, and you believe it. It looks real. It looks like an authentic thing. So dope.
Yeah, proton pack is so good.
Oh, it's so awesome.
It's just
this is one of my students right here.
The design. The design that they did for that film, like there's just the design of the proton packs, the design of just everything in the world. Again, it's like you're saying, it's like Star Wars. It's Star Wars feels lived in, and this feels like a lived in world too. Like it's a little closer to our world, but they didn't do things over the top to the point to where like the proton pack seems like it should be able to work. Like it's like, okay, I can see. It's very dangerous. I love the whole aspect that it is like it's an unlicensed nuclear accelerator.
Yeah,
it's just like you got like you basically got like
Yeah.
You just got like nuclear isotopes on your back. That
Yeah.
can't be good. That can't be good.
You turn it on and like it vibrates, and every step it's like, you're like, yeah.
Oh,
but it's there's so much to this, and there is a lot of content, but there is I think it's just as fervent of a fan base as Star Wars. Honestly, it's just as fervent of a fan base. He's a sailor. He's in New York. We get this guy laid. We won't have any trouble. Mr. Stay Puff, he's a nice guy. But it doesn't have quite the level of content now. Like even back in the day, Star Wars has been beating Ghostbusters for a while because it's had like 3 movies,
of course,
for the longest time and everything. So it's about to. I'm just as a Ghostbusters fan, I think it's about time that we are getting yet another film and stuff like that. And I hope that it does continue. And give me the heart, but like also take some chances. Like I want to see where you can go with this, because there's so many places you can go, especially cinematically. With this franchise, and I want to see it stretch its legs away from even Gozer and things like that.
I want a live action television series.
Oh, that'd be dope.
Wouldn't that be so good? You could do it so well. I want a video game. I want a live action open world video game where you're just going around 1980s New York making calls.
Yep.
That's what I want. That's all I want.
It's just a dispatch. You're just like, oh,
is a live action video game?
House again.
Is Ernie Hudson still alive? Right. I don't even know. Does someone tell me? Is he still alive, Ernie Hudson?
Yeah, he's in the movie.
Ernie Hudson. Ernie Hudson's in the movie. Yeah.
Oh, he's in the new one.
That's around.
You better believe. You better believe it.
Oh,
Winston is the everyman character. He's the access for the audience in that.
I love that.
He's
he
like
saved Dan Aykroyd in the dark room with the fire extinguisher and 2.
Yes. Oh man, great scene, man! I just watched that again. Yeah, but
the
like
Ghost Train.
Dude, that whole scene there, like that used to scare the shit out of me when I was
really did it.
Yeah. The Ghost.
The scene where they're in
two?
not the Ghost Train, not the Ghost Train, but before that. When they're in the tunnel and they're like, hey, and then like Winston does it and it comes back, Winston. That scared the shit out of me. Then there's all the severed heads on the pikes. And
it becomes all Geiger. You're just like, what happened? This is why are we in a Mobius?
Yes, with the heads. That scared the shit out of me. I would still force myself to watch this stuff because I loved it. But I was like, because we didn't watch scary stuff when I was a kid, like kind of a thing. Like my parents just weren't into that kind of stuff, but they loved Ghostbusters. They took me to see Ghostbusters. I knew I loved Ghostbusters. So what's the worst that could happen? Let the kid watch it,
Dude, when they realized that the ectoplasm was making them angry. And they take it off, and they go and tell Fakeman as soon as they possible. He's on a date with Data. And
they're just covered in it.
They're outside
guys, you're scaring the stiffs. Like, man, the scene where like they fight like after the courtroom. After the courtroom, the courtroom scene.
The courtroom scene,
just as iconic as anything, man. With
the
Larry
12
brothers.
people he killed. That courtroom scene.
Yes,
we don't have.
I mean, you got to talk about that's something we can talk about here in a second. But real quick, is the ghost design, the creature design. But real quick, I have to shout out the scene where they are playing with the slime and like showing Venkman and Winston. They're saying, "Hey, here, watch this," and like they're like it's mood slime. Like, we say kind, nice, positive, nurturing things to it. And he goes, "You're not sleeping with it, are you?" And then like just the silent looks. They look at Egon, and he's like, "You hound!" Just all that kind of stuff. So
That's
Egon,
amazing.
Egon was sleeping with protoplasm, just so everyone knows. But anyway,
to see every possible test, no matter how weird it is.
Yes,
I mean, Egon Spengler, dude.
That's what I love about Egon and Ray.
Looking for shit.
That's amazing.
That's what I love about Egon and Ray is that they're scientists to the very core, but like they will debase themselves for science. Like they will do what they need to do to get that, man.
to play Ghostbusters.
Who wants to play Ghostbusters?
So wait, I think this is proof. You're looking at all these lines right here.
Yes.
But like you look at all these lines, and I think
There's
might
so
be,
many.
It might be
There's
one of the
so
most
many.
quotable movies of all time, if you
Dude.
know it.
Two of
If
the
you
most
know-
Oh, look
quotable.
at that. That's a trap. I said it's a trap, Ray. That's a trap, Ray. Don't cross the streams. Don't ever cross the streams.
Don't ever
Mm.
cross the
You
streams.
cross.
I was witness to a mass undersea sponge migration. Ray, the sponges moved 1.5 feet.
I'm just glad we could have some time to talk about this movie because
Mm.
it's been on my mind a lot recently, and I'm just thankful that the next week it's gonna be on my mind the entire week. You know, I unfortunately have that 9 to 5 mentality right now, where like when I get off work, I'm gonna be so happy to see
Light
a
'em up.
movie, hang out with Katie. But literally when I'm sitting in that theater, I think I'm gonna be more nervous than I have been for any movie this past year. Just like in anticipation. Like I want to see them bring this back. I want this to feel, like it's come back again.
When someone asks if you're a god, you
oh,
say
no.
yes.
Something strange. Oh, Scotty's got a helpful
Katie.
ghost.
I gotta.
Oh, it's
someone
Katie.
brought
It's
me.
Katie.
A
Brought me
blizzard?
Dairy Queen. Yep.
Whoa,
Look
I'm
at that.
Oh shit! I would have just like fell right out. I would have hated it and loved it at the same time.
Oh, Dairy Queen.
Oh, it's not. It's few and far
Yeah.
between she does this. I'm supposed to be on a diet.
Scotty's always getting food on camera. It's like the worst thing. It's
It's a
like
thi- it's
you
a
have to
thing.
make sure you eat a meal before you come on screen with Scotty Shapiro.
Well, look.
Stevie Bombad. But anyway,
Is
go
there-
ahead. Go ahead.
Is there anything you want to end on, fellas? Like, is there anything you want to kind of wrap your thoughts around, or wrap up your ideas with, or no?
What
mean-
have we not talked about?
I guess
Ro-
you're
go
right.
ahead.
Talk
Go ahead.
much about two as much because like how great Giannis is and like
Oh, not just
Oh.
hilarious.
how Vigo is like just there, but Giannis is like the real villain. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And
Oh
like,
yeah, creepy
and, like,
Janusz.
oh, look at him. Be little and watch that. I dare you.
That's the freakiest shit ever, man.
Dude, I didn't
His
realize
eyes
till
turn on.
later that he was the one kidnapping Oscar. It's like the
Mhm.
half ghost thing. I was like, what?
The like black and white ghost.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They were dipping their paint, dipping their toes, some weird stuff with two, man. But two
Yeah,
is,
we was
is-
trippy.
it was trippy. But the Statue of Liberty got the move to the voice of
Sick.
Jackie Wilson. So to fight a building. Yeah.
So
that's
awesome.
pretty cool.
And like
Yeah.
the idea of positive and negative energy is what influences it. How what's it called? Ectoplasm is like negative energy, and like they wrap the building in negative energy, and the only reason that they are able to like get into the building is through what were they? Didn't they sing Old
It's
Lang
the
Syne?
positive vibes.
or
They
something?
said we.
It was a positive
need,
vibes, yeah.
That's
Because the
what
movie's
towards
during
the
New
end.
Year's. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
it.
Like,
what
it
is
is
like
so
a-
happy.
The Statue of Liberty being the symbol and the Jackie
Right.
Wilson song that gets
Mhm.
the vibes up enough that they have a hole they can get in. Then towards the end, when Vigo's kind of winning,
Yeah, he's winning a
everyone
lot.
outside starts holding hands and singing,
Yeah.
and
That's it.
that is what
Yeah.
that is
New
what
York
like,
is the one
it hurts him.
Yeah.
It hurts him.
Mhm.
It was the people this time. Because
Yeah.
remember, the beginning of the movie is everyone's miserable.
Exactly. Everyone's
So
rude
the
to
end
each
of the
other.
movie is
Mhm.
we gotta make everybody.
I
Mhm.
think
New
I
Yorkers
think I
are
prefer
happy.
the Ghostbusters 2. The Ghostbusters 2 sequence where the ghosts are taking over.
Oh yeah.
I prefer that sequence to the first movie's ghosts
I
are
get
taking over
that.
sequence.
I can see that.
It's,
it's-
just,
I
it's a
don't
better
know, it's
montage.
There's a
Mhm.
lot of cool stuff. The song is absolutely fire. You're
Save
absolutely
of the
right.
day, or the
Yeah.
the.
Well, no, Flip City.
Flip City,
I
yeah.
want to know why. And then, like you said, yeah, he says Titanic showing up, the meerkat coat, all of it. Like the dude,
Yeah.
and I think it was
Bobby Brown.
Cheech Marin.
Yep.
Isn't he? He's
He works
one
at
of the
the
dock
docks.
workers.
Yeah, he's a dock worker. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. When the Titanic shows up, Cheech Marin's there. He's the one who turns to the other guy and says, "Well, better late than never."
Yeah.
You know.
That's awesome.
Which
Titanic
again, it's
shows
all
up.
through the whole thing. It's all through the whole thing. There's like just there's perfect lines. It's perfect moments. It's
Mhm.
Even two, honestly.
The cab
Even two
driver
has those
The
moments.
cab driver ghost. was just like makes her appearance in Afterlife because the same type of cab
Yeah.
driver goes just like ordering the coffee in after the Afterlife trailer. So that's pretty
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we have like
yeah.
a callback to that kind of a
Oh,
thing.
yeah.
Kind
I
of a
remember
crypt
seeing that
keeper
at
looking.
the bar.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
with the sailor hat on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that 2 had really, really, really good ghosts.
Some
Effects.
awesome,
The art
some
was
awesome
really good.
creature design, man.
Yeah.
I mean, go to like the Scolari brothers, just the way that
The
they're
Scolari
like
brothers
they're
are
people.
so good. Yeah, they deserve
like,
to have
they-
their own pops. I don't know why there
Oh,
are
yeah.
Scolari brothers pops. It's very
I don't know if
strange
there
to
are or
me.
not, but they need to be. There need to
Dude,
be.
I talk about this to Rise all the time. There should be pops of them in the court with them like with the suit on with the proto with
Yes.
the backpack. Then
Mm-hmm.
with the jewelry store with the black and white with the black outfit with the
Oh,
glasses.
dude.
Should be
yeah.
pops. Why are they not pops? Them in the construction worker outfits. These are all pops.
Yo.
The Vigo painting of them at the end holding Oscar. That's a pop.
Oh, that part's great.
Mhm.
Yeah. I think
And
that's-
why
that's-
isn't
that's-
that the
that's Drew
painting
Struzan,
in
right?
Ghostbusters the game? That's what I want to know. It's Vigo
Yeah,
in the game.
it's
Why
Vigo
isn't it the
again,
painting
yeah.
of them with anyway, that's
Yeah.
just it's neither here nor there.
And that's a Drew Struzan painting, probably. It looks
Most
like
likely.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It looks like it.
It looks like it. But yeah,
Wow.
Ghostbusters is great. Watch them.
Oh yeah. Brian Moyle-Dunny.
Yeah, Brian Moyle-Dunny, yeah.
Dury is the asylum doctor, and then he's the
Captain
mayor of the
Caboose.
game as
He's
well.
the mayor of the game, yeah. Brian
So
Yeah.
Doyle is great.
Anyway,
And Reginald Vell Johnson's in the first movie as a cop.
yeah,
Before,
yeah,
Wow.
before Uncle Phil. No, I'm sorry.
yeah.
before
Before
Carl
Carl
Winslow. Sorry.
Before Carl Winslow. Yeah,
Wow.
before Family Matters.
He played a
Wow.
cop
Ghostbusters.
twice.
Mayor
You're
wants
right.
to see you.
He played a
You're
cop
right.
3 times. He was the cop in Lethal Weapon. He was the cop in Die Hard. He was the cop in Ghostbusters. And then Family
And
Matters happened.
Turner and Hooch.
Turner and Hooch, yep.
I mean,
Yep.
he's just the cop, and I mean
Just
the
the
man
cop.
plays it well. You can't doubt that he plays it well.
Man, I'm glad we did this, gentlemen. I feel
Yeah.
better. I feel enlightened. Because like you can watch these movies as much as you can and get something out of it, but hearing y'all talk about it, being super fans of it,
Yeah.
next week is gonna be a ball. I am looking
Dude, I
forward to
can't
next
wait.
week more than
I can't
anything.
wait to just sit there and smile the whole time.
Oh, exactly.
Sorry. I have headcanon now. The idea was that the intense positive energy subsided over the year post Ghostbusters 2, and so the painting returned as Vigo's original form. There you go. There you go.
Oh, okay.
You're like the buzzing of flies.
That's my headcanon. Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, you go to New York now. I mean, ask Reagan. You know, I'm sure she knows. You know, it's a city full of talkies guys and all kinds of stuff. So
Stupid. Man,
But
I'm
this has
just
been
happy. I'm also happy, you know, we've got well, my name is blanking right now. What the hell? We've got
sound it out, buddy.
No. Ant-Man. Literally
Paul Rudd.
Yeah, why can't I remember Paul Rudd's name?
Paul Rudd.
Paul Rudd is
Rudd
in
forever.
this.
Yeah.
He's the sexiest man alive, by the way.
Yep.
The sexiest
People
man of the
magazine
year.
said it was
I've never
okay.
agreed with one more. Okay, I've agreed with
Oh my
most of
God.
them. They're mostly good. They mostly are great picks.
But like Paul Rudd is gonna be in a franchise I'm sure he grew up with loving, you know?
And he gets to play a nerd. Like
I know.
he gets to play.
A science teacher.
Yeah,
So
but he's
sick.
like, I know what that trap is. That's the Ghostbusters. And he's looking like, what?
Mhm.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, man.
Mhm.
And like he's like the more tamer Rick Moranis of the movie. That's what it's like.
Yeah.
That's a good way to
Yeah.
put it.
Who is still rumored to be in this movie.
Really?
Sure. The only person
Oh,
that
shit.
said everybody there that's involved has said yes. Maybe except for one person, and that's Rick Moranis. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
he just did a commercial.
gotta make
with
sense.
Ryan Reynolds. I mean,
He did the Ryan Reynolds commercial.
and it was for
that
Harold.
was mhm.
It could happen.
Just
could
like
happen.
all I want is one scene of Louis Tully being like, "Oh man, you guys okay?" or something like, you know, like
I
something.
want to see him exit out of a car,
Mhm.
say something
Like-
cool, turn around and go back in the car, and he locked himself out. That's it.
Yes.
Ah.
Please.
One time I turned into a dog, and these guys helped me. Thank you.
Yeah.
That's why Ghostbusters 2. I'm like,
One thing else I will say about Ghostbusters 2 is there you had the 5 years later title card that before Avengers Endgame. It's all.
Oh,
I'll
that's
say.
amazing.
Yep.
You had the
Yep.
5 years later
live and
title
you
card,
learn.
black screen, white letters.
Yeah.
It worked. It worked.
Effective.
I mean, Buster
Did you-
makes me feel good.
When y'all
Yeah.
saw Endgame, did either of y'all go like it might be a Ghostbusters
You know
reference
what?
or no?
I didn't pick up on it at all.
I didn't
until
go.
I rewatched Ghostbusters. That was like,
Right.
mother puss bucket.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't. I thought of it later
Mm-hmm.
and stuff, but like, what, when I was in the movie, I was watching. I was like, oh, this is Endgame. Oh shit,
Yeah.
5 years
Yeah.
later. But then later, I'm like, I watched Ghostbusters 2. I'm like, wait, like
Yeah.
Same
You were
exact-
like, come
5
in,
years.
Ray.
I mean, they did the one at a time. Ghostbusters 2, it's a little more effective. It's like a boom,
Yeah,
like it
yeah.
makes a noise when it comes on the screen. It's pretty good. So
Oh,
But anyway.
come in, Ray. He's right in front of me, Ray.
Oh.
oh man,
Like his little scream. Like he's like so like
that's honestly the most perfect I've ever heard anyone do it. Like
They were
that's
like, "Be
so
scared."
good.
oh, he slimed me.
Covered in slime.
Mother puss bucket.
Well, look, I don't know how y'all want to close this
He's
show
looking
out,
at
but
me.
I didn't know you got your driver's license, but okay. Well, you just keep quoting everyone's
It's
lines.
so
with
good.
Ghostbuster.
literally.
Well, real quick, maybe let's just end on what is your favorite line from Ghostbusters
mine.
or Ghostbusters 2, or just any of it. I mean, there's even a line in the Ghostbusters game towards the end where they're having a whole sequence where they're redoing the dogs and cats living together, mass
Yeah,
hysteria.
That's hysteria.
They're like, fires, but they're basically saying like, here's all the bad stuff that can happen. And Venkman has a great line. He goes, "How'd you like disco to come back bigger than ever?" just like the way he delivers it is so
There's two
perfect.
lines I love in the first movie.
Okay.
One is Venkman when they're going for the first girl because I was going to do this, I was going to do this, and the flowers are still standing. That and when Zedmore said, "I've seen shit that'll turn you white."
Mhm.
Yeah, it's. I've seen shit that would turn me white. Is the line.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just like what?
Right.
What is this movie? And everything
Man.
Walter Peck does. Peck is great. By
Oh
the
yeah,
way.
Walter Peck's a great foil for them. You
Well,
love
you
to
didn't
hate him.
say the magic word. But what is the magic word, Mr. Venkman? Please.
Please.
But yeah,
Any
please.
scene with those two, what he's like,
He said it's please, dude. Like, what are you talking
I mean,
about? Everyone knows this.
if we're talking Peck, and this is one of my favorite exchanges in the whole movie is the Dickless lines. Like,
Yeah.
who you can believe, us or Dickless over here?
That
Is
is a
this
great
true?
one.
Yes, it's true.
Yes, you're right.
This man has no
This
dick.
man
And then
has
he
no
like
dick.
goes after him. And
That's
then
my
Bill
favorite
Murray,
line.
you think it's over, and Bill Murray goes, "Well, that's what I heard." Like,
That's what I heard.
but then
That's
like
my
at the
favorite
end
line.
where he's even like
You
he's
said an
saying like,
explosion.
"I'm gonna get you, Vinkman. I'm gonna get you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna miss him. I'm gonna get you a
Oh,
fruit basket."
There it is,
Things
right
like that.
there.
Shut it
I'm
off.
gonna
I
miss
was like,
him.
all right.
Yeah, we came, we
still want
saw,
that-
we kicked its ass.
I still want to get that on like my wall as like art, just the disposal unit. Like,
Oh
from the-
yeah, just like
with the light just on. Like I'll pay the
just
bill.
have the
I don't
lights
care.
on and stuff. I saw some people built a playhouse for their kid that was like a firehouse.
Wow.
And it had like that. It had like working lights and everything. I'm like, you've got to be
That's
kidding me.
awesome. You guys got to
Yeah.
try this pole. That's another good line.
Yeah. Oh,
That's a
you
good
got to
one.
try this pole.
Yeah, we should
Can we sleep
tonight.
here tonight? Like
Tonight?
try it out.
That's
I'm
amazing.
gonna get my stuff. Like yeah,
That is a good line.
Yeah, I
I
guess
think
we'll
I'm gonna-
take it.
it's like the mom. It's like Ray and his two dads. Is
Yeah.
what that scene is.
Yep.
That's what that scene is completely. When they're pulling up the car and like when he first gets the car, he's like, "Hey, you can't park that here. You can't park that here." And Ray gets out. He's like, "Just these new shocks, new brakes, new
everything.
spark plugs, new new steering column, steering box. Yeah, all in
Transmission.
all, about 4,800. Yeah, like everything is wrong with
Yeah.
it.
It's black. It's like broken down.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
how did you find an old ambulance from Europe?
Oh, so awesome.
It's so great. And I mean, man, if I had to like pick a line that's just like, I honestly, one that really stuck with me for a while. It's a really subtle one. It's like when they're in the library, and it's one of those like, what the heck did they just say? kind of a lines. But it's when Dan goes, wait, listen, do you smell that? Just like the whole thing. Like, I just love that. Like, 'cause he's like, listen, do you smell that? Like,
Listen, do you smell that?
It's like, listen, do you smell that?
That's amazing.
He stops everyone. Like, listen, do you smell that? Like, it's like two different. He goes from one sense to the other. I just that's always just been like a weird, like, I love that. I just love that energy of that. So, Scotty, do you have a favorite line?
There was this man has no dick.
Vinny?
That's the one that like
This man has
That's
no
the-
dick, yeah.
It's hard
just
to it's hard to pass it over.
It's just so quick. It's so off the top of his head. You know that was not written. Guarantee that was not written.
Whoa, nice shooting, Tex. It's a good one too.
And like,
This is a great moment. I'm sorry. When Dana asks if Peter asks about her and Egon says no, and then like scans her because he's like, he's doing those experiments to see if like human emotions affect the environment, and he goes no, and then like doo doo.
Because the wheel's always turning in Spangler's head. It's like, no, research. I will get my research. My last name's
Let's see what happens when we take away the puppy. That whole like part where they're like they think they're here for marriage counseling. My assistant's going in there to ask them if they'd mind waiting another half hour. Been slowly raising the temperature in the room. It's like
that's amazing.
It's so bad. It's so bad. But anyway, it's just. I mean, we honestly, you see this. We could go on. We could go on and on all night.
Yeah. Who are you going to call?
Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters.
Tate's Bakehouse.
That's
Bakehouse. Who we're gonna call. It's Tate's Bakehouse. Let's get a quick plug there.
There we go.
It's like a bakery. It's like a bakery in every bite inside of a bag.
It's a hell yeah.
Who showed up? My enemy.
Bustin' also
Rick.
makes me feel good.
Oh my god, bustin'. You seen that?
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
The video's the best.
Feel good. Oh yeah, I know it.
Oh
It
my
just
god.
straight up, all he says is busted. It's amazing.
Busted. Oh my god.
That's
Look,
fantastic.
fellas, I can say this much. Next Thursday is going to be an absolute treat for all of us. And I'm just excited that we're getting a return to something that I think people need to see. Like, I really do. I think this should be a franchise that most people experience. And there's not too much canon, which is great. You got Ghostbusters 1 and 2, and you got the games. But like, in terms of
It's tight.
it's not overwhelming. It's not overwhelming like Star Wars is. Star Wars now has gotten to the point where you're like,
It's a lot of
this
it.
is like a thing, you know? It's a
Yeah,
lot. Like
it's a
Harry
lot.
Potter's a lot. Marvel's a
Right.
lot. But
I think both movies
Turtles
are
is
each
a lot
under,
now too.
respectively
Yeah.
under 2 hours. I think.
yeah,
They're not long
think the
movies.
films-
you
Yeah.
can take the whole franchise
Knock
in
them
a
out in
day
an
and be
afternoon.
fine. Literally. Oh, fellas. I'm excited. I'm trying to tamper my expectations because, you know, sometimes you get too pumped up.
Sure.
But we may have blasted you into the stratosphere tonight, but I honestly
definitely.
from the sounds of it, there's a lot of people who are big Ghostbusters fans who have seen this, and there's
Look at
people who
this.
are not Ghostbusters fans, and they're all like, "Oh shit." Oh well,
Yeah.
it's been fun and
Michael.
enlightening. Someone who's literally only seen the first movie once, and I know we were
See?
talking on
Check it out,
Hyperfocus. It's
man.
not your thing. Maybe it's time. Hey, it might be time to
it's time.
try again. It's time.
Put on
It's
those
time.
This is one
those
of my
jumpers, those
students.
elbow pads.
This is one of my students right here. I'm going to try to watch them all this weekend, then watch Afterlife later on. That is awesome.
There you go, William. Get it, buddy. Get it. And again, you can find that game movie just online. I think it's about 3. There's a 3-hour version. Then there's like you might be able to find a
I
shorter
see it
version. or
2 hours
something.
11 minutes. The one I've seen. 2 hours and 11.
Mhm.
I got through 30 minutes of it this afternoon. But this is true right here. So like the fact that Gozer's like a whole thing too. Like you
All
watch
day.
that first movie and it's super subtle, But now, like, and apparently, like you said, it might be an afterlife. It's a whole
Oh
damn
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Oh, it's
I'm
yeah.
loving it.
It's
I'm
That
loving
whole
it.
ranch
Gozer,
they're on is
Gozerian.
haunted. Yeah, the Gozerian stuff. The whole ranch that they're on is haunted for sure. You
Evo
gotta do about it.
Shandor.
That's why he
He's a
settled there.
mean.
Yeah,
He's a
I
mean
think-
little bitch.
Yeah, because what it looks like is like they're picking up on what he was doing until he passed. Like,
Oh
he
wow.
was very. It seems like he was very close to something,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and his lineage will carry that on. So,
Oh, I hope there's good one-liners.
yep,
And I mean
Shandor
that.
O'Brien, yep.
I
I
hope.
think there will be. Yeah,
Well, I
think
mean,
hope there's-
I
with
watched a
Paul Rudd in
clip.
your movie. So
I watched a clip with Paul Rudd when they released like the terror dog from the trap or whatever.
Mhm.
Yeah.
At the end he goes, they're like, wow, we need to get out of here. They go, yeah, or something like, we need to, this is bad. He's like, we need to get out of here and stuff. Yeah, you're a grown up. And he goes, yeah, I know, I'm liable. Or something like
That's pretty good.
that's a good one.
I
That's
think it's
pretty
gonna be,
good.
and it's got the old Elmer We didn't even talk about the Elmer Bernstein score and stuff. Just like
Oh,
it's
wow,
got like
yeah.
that classic score in
Does
this
it?
new movie. In the
Who
scenes that
scored
they've
it?
showed, it's got the diddle-doo, diddle-doo, like the little like
Who scored the new one? Let's see.
like whenever they're like about
Well,
to
at
get a
the end of
ghost.
the first trailer, they had the little notes. They had the little.
Mhm.
Yeah.
If they start playing the I'm gonna.
Mhm.
I mean, I think they're going to. I'm gonna lose my freaking mind.
They are.
I'm gonna lose my mind in the theater.
They are.
They are.
But I mean, they already did. They were playing like when they were. And again, I watched the clip. They've released too many clips. Don't watch all the clips, kids.
I have not
But
watched
they-
the clip.
They
Yeah,
were
yeah,
playing the score behind that was like the music when they're like hunting ghosts. Like it's
Oh,
seriously
love it.
in Ghostbusters 1. So it's gonna be a nostalgia trip, man. Take your edibles and get ready, kids. You know.
Yeah.
Hey, wait. Get it pulled up, Jerry. You about to pull it
I
up?
was saying, speaking of edibles, do you remember your
Rob
first one?
Simon.
Your children and your children's children will be subjugated. They will be asked, have you been a good little Nazi? Hail Fauci!
Perhaps you remember your first edible. The recount to take us off the air tonight. That is our broadcast.
Always makes me laugh. Perhaps you remember your first edible.
It's just
I
the
love
dryness
music.
of that man, of that newscaster. Perhaps you remember your first
Your
edible.
first edible. It's so amazing. Oh, I guess we got to end it, fellas.
I think we need
great
to.
time. Jerry, do you have anything going on with Hyperfocus next week?
Next week, actually, so a little bit of an announcement. We are going to be going on a holiday hiatus after next week.
Oh, nice.
But we are ending this what I'm calling season 1. We'll be back at the beginning of the new year.
Yeah.
Maybe sooner. We'll see how it goes. But with people traveling, I got a lot going on in the holidays and stuff. So but I'm ending it with a bang with Mr. Peter Townley of Star Wars
nice.
show fame. And we're actually going to be talking about real life Evo Shandors. We're going to be talking
Oh.
about
That's pretty cool.
crazy magicians like Magic with a K. People
Oh,
like
nice.
Jack Parsons and Aleister Crowley and things like
Love
that. We're gonna
K
really be
Magic.
kind of like he is into that kind of. It's just like thing where like the occult stuff kind of like intrigues you and stuff. Is I don't think that he runs a Gozerian cult, but we may find that out that
Shame.
night. We may find that out.
That's a good one.
He
to
needs
end
to
on,
work
man.
harder. So
Yeah, heck yeah.
It does. So that's what I say. That's our season 1 finale. Right there, and we'll come back with even more awesomeness. I got to get Roke on sometime soon, and we're probably just going to talk
hell
Ghostbusters
yeah.
the whole fucking time. So
sorry
I dropped the
about
one
that.
F-bomb. Excuse me. Sorry.
That's great. So real quick, I'll do the
Yes,
quick
Charlie. I won't pull it up, but yes.
show. What does it say? I don't even look.
I
at
guess
it
you
yet.
can. You know what?
No,
You may pull it up or no.
you can. I don't care.
Yeah, come on, ancient
Ancient
tablets. That
tablets.
is exactly. That's all real magic is. That's all real
So-
magic is. That's all these guys do. They don't
I'm,
bring up. They don't bring about the end of the world.
Should I play this? I'm just kidding. I can't play this. I don't have the converters for it. But maybe one day.
I wish you could.
So, Bombad Gaming, obviously, next Wednesday. We might be playing some Lego City Undercover because my students made me buy that game. It cost me $12. I bought it. But prepare for it. Not next week, but the following week when I'm off from school and from work. I'll be doing probably like a 5-hour pizza stream again. So enjoy that. People really dug that last night. 40 people watching that night. That was insane. So
Charlie, when are you seeing the new movie? Sorry, I'm look at this. Like, when are you seeing the new movie, buddy?
He's doing
Let us
marketing.
know.
All
There you
right,
go, there you go.
Roke, plug all the poodoo you've got to plug, brother.
No, you can find me at twitch.tv/Rokezilla, and every Sunday, 9 p.m. Eastern on Shooting the Poodoo,
Heck
where we do exactly that. Yeah, come on by. It's a lot of fun.
It is a lot of fun. It's
yeah.
one of my favorite shows. It's the best way to
thanks,
unwind. Like,
Yeah.
no, for real. At the end of
Yeah.
a weekend, like I usually watch Nick's or then y'all show, or y'all
Okay.
show then Nick's show whenever the schedule goes down. But like,
Nice. Thank you.
Shooting the Poodoo has been a nice tradition to add to the
Yeah.
end of the weekend, preparing for the weekday thing.
We're just a
But,
bunch of rascals. You know?
That's what you are. Who loves
So
taints.
We fit in
bunch of
perfectly. We
rascals.
fit in perfectly. I've
Yes.
been on Shooting the Poodoo. I don't know if Scotty, have you been
I
on
will
Shooting
one
the Poodoo
day.
yet?
I've been in
We're
the
gonna
chat
get
a
you on,
handful of
Scotty.
times. Oh,
You gotta
I
Jerry
want to.
came on. Jerry was like,
I
"Oh, all right, let's see
I
what
want to
it's
be
about."
on. I want you to get me on.
Anytime, I will
Yeah.
shoot the hell out of some poodoo. Okay,
Yeah.
that's all I'm saying.
I got
Well,
a lot
Roke,
of
we
that.
usually end the show with a pretty awesome phrase, and that phrase is "Stay Bombad." Roke, can I get a fantastic "Stay Bombad" before we leave?
Stay bombad. All right, I swear to God.
Ooh, I'm a little scared right now.
No, really, stay bombad, guys. Had a great time.
Stay bombad. Peace. You shall all bombad.
Had a little bit of money, so the Lord did me good. Got all kind of shit. Got the glow sticks. I got the gotcha bag. Got the Hawaiian punch. Man, everybody won't holler at Pop what you need. I got it. If I ain't got it, I can find it. You understand? I'm selling glow sticks. Glow sticks that go with the yeah.